Welcome to S24 exclusive series. And today we're together with Bello Galadanci, popularly known as Dan Bello on the internet. And we're going to dive into a series of questions that would spotlight the kind of work that Dan Bello does and also see what are plans for 2027 general elections. Welcome again to the series.
Thank you.
We'll start with identity and purpose for you. You've been described as a bold voice for truth, using creativity, satire, and investigative reporting to expose corruption in Nigeria. From China to the US, your work resonates globally. And what drives this relentless passion to challenge power structures back in your country, especially when the risks are so over the roof?
Well, Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa, also has the largest economy. When you look at the most populous country in America, it's the United States and also has the largest economy. In Asia, it's China, also has the largest economy. And we are the US or China of Africa. However, when you look at the condition of our general masses, majority of the people are in poverty. Education is abandoned. The healthcare is terrible. Infrastructure is almost non-existent. And it's a pity that there are not a lot of people who are rising up to the task to challenge the status quo and see that Nigeria actually can reach its full potential. And that's my motivation.
Great. The art of investigative storytelling is kind of tricky, and your videos often reveal exclusive footage, inside government offices, showcasing mismanaged funds, and exposing political bigwigs, especially in northern Nigeria. How do you secure such sensitive visuals without compromising your safety or credibility? Is there a network kind of people or whistleblowers working with you behind the scenes?
Yeah, I can say yes, but probably this question only gives the people who don't want me to investigate them at least a narrow point of where to block source of information, which is something I wanted to protect. But yes, definitely, as a journalist, we have many ways of sourcing information. Well, it's part of the profession, and it's basically establishing relationships and communication with many people all across, and then for people to also find it trustworthy
to give
sensitive information. That's right, yes.
Crossing the line between satire and journalism, you started as a skit maker. I mean, there is film before skit making, but for maybe social media audience, they know you very well for the skit making. And yet your investigative videos have evolved into something bigger. Do you see yourself now as an investigative journalist, aside being a filmmaker, or an activist, or both?
Oh, I don't even have a label for what we do, but I think I will just call it fighting for the poor and fighting for what is right, and also fighting for the silenced. Absolutely, every soul, even if they are not happy what you do, but what is right is what is right, irrespective of what the person on the other side of the divide does.
Considering that sometimes your videos maybe generate a lot of backlash because they touch maybe some people's, maybe I'll say mentors or people that they get their daily meal from. In what ways do you react?
I don't really pay attention to that, and I don't think that matters. As long as the information is accurate and it is out there. The work itself, it was never meant to please anybody. It was meant to expose the truth and also enlighten our people. And if it's doing that, and I'm satisfied, and I don't really pay attention to anything else.
Living abroad and influencing back in your country, as an American citizen living in China, how does this unique mix of environment shape your voice and give you the freedom to call out corruption in Nigeria? Do you ever feel disconnected from the realities on ground sometimes, especially maybe when you're doing investigation and then you get maybe like not full information about what you need to put your videos out?
Well, having been a journalist in the US government for about 4 years, Voice of America, We've been professionally trained to find the complete information. When information is not complete or you don't have all the proof, then that work cannot be published. So I think that really does shape the kind of material that we release. And living in China, I think that just inspires the work in a way, using just seeing what the society looks like, seeing what the environment looks like, seeing what governance is like, seeing how much people live there, but then how much development, and seeing just the similarity between that country and Nigeria. So I think these are the two different factors that come together to shape the work.
You were detained upon landing in Nigeria some days ago, sparking a social media outrage, mixed reaction, and storm kind of. What really transpired during that arrest? Do you believe it was a warning from the political class you've been exposing, and does it make you rethink the risk of returning back to your country?
Well, this is Nigeria. Everything is possible. And every profession has its own kind of risks. And so getting my passports collected and my luggage, I believe that might happen. So I had my lawyer
On standby.
who came and assessed the situation, made some phone calls, and then eventually I was given my passports back. But it's all part of the profession, and I'm not too much worried about it. I don't know why it's so newsworthy, but
But is this something that is scaring you about your safety?
no, it's no, it's not. It's all part of the profession. When you are getting into something like this, definitely there has to be challenges similar to this, and it's just part of it.
Is he a Nigerian passport or a US passport?
I have two passports.
Both. So they were released to you at
That's
the
right.
end of the day.
That's right. Yes.
Now, your videos generate massive reactions, not just from ordinary Nigerians, but from powerful political figures. In what ways have you faced direct threat or attempt to silence you? If yes, what's the protection like for you and
the
your
only-
family as well?
The only way is by hiring what we call PR boys or data boys online, and having them, storm into the comment section or write their own post. There's one currently going on right now, but for me, I'm happy when I see those PR boys or data boys posting that. It means they are getting some 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira. It's much better than them not having anything. They might be in crime. They might be doing something sinister or illegal. So that's the only resistance I think we face.
Okay. When you say PR or data boys, it is a terminology that very active people on the internet knows. But can you throw more light on that?
Absolutely. So these are usually people who are hired, coordinated usually in a WhatsApp group.
Okay.
And what they do is they are just for hire. Sometimes they might be for a political party or a candidate or somebody who is in office, and there is a commander, someone who gives them an order. This person wrote this, go to his page and
Bombard it.
or post something similar to this or react in this kind of way.
Like a counterattack.
Like a
kind of.
counterattack, yeah. So that they can turn the narrative. So that's a big industry right now.
Oh, wow. That's lovely to
Yeah,
understand better.
you can do some investigative
Yeah.
journalism in that.
So in some cases, your reports really pushed government officials to act, fixing schools or responding to community needs.
That's right.
When the maybe complaints have been there for a long time. In what ways do you ensure your work leads to real change rather than being dismissed as mere social media noise sometimes?
I don't do much. As long as the information is accurate and people can go there to verify, and that's pretty much it. Some leaders, some governors, some ministers, some they react, they try to correct the mistakes, and some don't, and we know who those people are. We just expose and make sure that everybody knows that this person is aware of this problem, but it's not doing anything. So what they care about the most is getting elected, and we will tell people to not to elect them.
Investigative content can be polarizing, like I said, especially when it calls out people in top political offices or placed in some position. In what ways do you verify your claims, ensure accuracy, and avoid legal traps like defamation, especially under Nigeria's cybercrime laws?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I am a journalist, a well-trained journalist. So we use the same code of ethics to work. Right now, there are lots of other investigations that we haven't concluded, so nobody knows about them. Some of them probably might never be released. So whenever you see something out in the public, it means everything has been completed.
Due diligence.
That's right. Yes.
So corruption isn't unique to Nigeria, but your videos have become a symbol of resistance for young Africans. What lessons can other African countries draw from your style of using storytelling, satire, and truth to inspire change?
Well, now due to globalization, the world has all moved to social media and cell phones. And before, you have to go out and protest on the streets just for people to actually know that there's a certain problem. Right now, you can do that on a phone. So I believe that other African countries can also get liberated from corrupt, terrible leadership by utilizing the power of social media and cell phones to organize, to educate, to enlighten, and also to protest.
Let's take a look at some of your exposés, the recent ones, like the one from the Jibwis top leader, and maybe some people in the political landscape in Nigeria. What reactions, personal, did you get? And was there, you've got family members back in Nigeria, I suppose. Is there like threats or some reactions?
No, there's none of that. Yeah, also reactions, many people, most of the reactions I've gotten is, that's not all of it. There should be more. And I was like, yes, there is more, but when you don't have, when you haven't finished, or when the timing is not right, you don't get to release all that information.
Before going into 2027, let's talk about the recent thing, or the today's reaction on your pages. You've given maybe quite a few advice in recent time, or today, let me say, to some certain group of people on the way to go about things, more being ideologist than just following a mob or one particular leader.
That's right.
Why did you take that stance? And what do you intend to poke in the minds of the followers of such a group?
Being a non-partisan person, all we want is for everything to work. I don't wish ill on any political party, and I wish all the political parties would be really good, and I wish they could all compete. So if there are areas of improvements, definitely we can point out to any group so that they can make their work better, and so that they can deliver the impact that they want to do. And that's the reason why I kind of analyzed that group of people and say, okay, we think this is how you can do better. But as expected, they usually become very hostile. And it's also part of the write-up. It's inside the write-up. If any of them says, oh, no, we should do this right, or and then you will be labeled as a traitor or as someone who breaks promise. So, yeah, and that's basically what it is. It's trying to tell them this is what you should do, but then they react violently. So I think we can just fight fire with fire.
Can you throw more light on that? Fight fire with fire.
Well, I asked them to withdraw all those harsh, hostile comments and kind of rethink. And if they don't, then I think we can teach them a lesson in other ways.
You're an indigen of Kano originally, right? And I know you're trying your best to see that things change. More of agenda, ideology kind of politics, and bringing youth, especially with the Kwankwasia movement.
That's right.
As a young person who is doing all of this and diligent work to see that there is paradigm mindset shift and change in northern Nigeria, where you're from, what do you think the leaders of the Kwankwasia movement need to do to utilize the mob or the youth, the number of youth that they've got, to good use to change the narrative in northern Nigeria in terms of giving skills, education, building infrastructures, and all of the good things that we see in developed countries.
It's only one thing, and I believe that they need to do it as soon as possible. It is ideological reform. What the ideology used to be before and now, this is completely different. And if they reform the ideology, and like I wrote, it should be focused on the poor, then we are going to see many things. We are going to see them individually or in a group going out into their communities and fixing classrooms and fixing homes and fixing hospitals, building wells, training new leaders, training new managers, inspiring innovation, helping improve child education and female maternity situations. They could do so many different things, but you don't see them in there. They are only online, and they're just screaming and shouting and just focused on what one person tells them to do. So I think there needs to be some ideological shift for that movement to be very effective.
You must be really privy to the initial ideology of the group. What was it like initially? I mean, before the polarization and that there is no focus on the real deal?
To be honest, it's a very unique group and something I'm really happy and proud. And up till now I am, but I'm more like an objective person right now. Why? Because it's the one group that seems to be more focused on the poor.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was the basis of the ideology. But right now, I wouldn't say it's that. It will say it on paper. But when you go to the schools of the poor people, they are still in terrible conditions. If you go to the hospitals, they are in terrible conditions. I had a worker, someone who works for me. He showed me the classroom where he learned, and it has already cracked. It's
almost waiting
to cave in on little children who are sitting on the floor.
Oh my God.
The chairman is a Kwankwasia, the senator there, Kwankwasia, the councillor, Kwankwasia, even the boy who said it to me is Kwankwasia. And when we made awareness of that situation, the chairman's boys went to the boy's house, and they were harassing him. They were saying he has to come and give a statement. Why would he do that? This and that. Does that seem focused on the poor? Does that seem like that?
No.
Exactly. So I feel like there's some derailment in the ideology. And that's what I hope that they can fix, but it seems like they are nowhere ready to start.
Is there a way you can sit on a table with them to discuss the way to go better?
No, they've never opened any channel for negotiation or discussions. This is one of the ways to write to them, but because we know that at the top they have someone who controls the way they think, and if they are asked to go do something unethical, they would do it.
But it seems there is a crack in the movement. Is
We
there a way you can
We are
leverage that?
watching. No, I just want to, even if there's a crack, if it's good for our poor people, absolutely.
I mean, the crack for you to sit on a table to discuss this ideology and reform and things can change.
Well, if they made that avenue available, absolutely. I'm very happy to sit down with anybody and talk, because what I want at the end is for the leadership to be better so that the masses can be liberated.
Okay. There is a poster going around the internet. On the poster, there was the activist Showere and yourself to contest for presidency and vice alike. What do you make of that?
Well, somebody needed likes and comments, so they made that. You could say it's a low quality poster. And that photo of mine is almost, more than 10 years old. So absolutely, I have no idea what it is. But usually social media is flooded with stuff like that. So don't give it relevant. Even now talking about it, someone is going to be inspired to go and make their own version.
Oh, that's true anyways. So is there any intention of venturing into politics in the nearby
No,
future?
I am an activist, and I think we need to have all these different combinations for a country to work. Someone can be an activist, a politician, a teacher, and I prefer teaching, but also activism is teaching in its own kind of way. So I really like what I'm doing here, and I hope that I can do it for a very long time.
May Allah make it easy for you. Talking about teaching, it seems there's a profession you love a lot, and there was a time that you made a video that generated controversy, or a school teacher giving instruction or telling people in top places what to do, and saying, oh, a doctor teaching maybe primary school children and stuff like that. Would you like to talk about the way you are impacting lives with teaching profession in China and maybe trickling back to Nigeria?
In China, what I'm doing it's not something way too out of the ordinary. Even though I am a leader of the primary school teachers, and I do lead the way in several fronts when it comes to classroom management and teaching methodology. We try to implement the latest research results so that we can see how it impacts our children. So that is the impact, but I don't think you would feel it or see it that much. However, I'm a primary 1, primary 2 teacher, and I feel really happy when I compare the first day they were in school and the last day they were in primary 2 and going to primary 3. They can speak more. They are much more confident. They are nicer people. They've developed some social skills, and they've also developed some sense of responsibility in the society. So that's something that makes me happy, sometimes even emotional.
MashaAllah. So, what is the new methodology in case Nigeria wants to follow suit in teaching?
Well, there are several things. There's what we call the backward design. When you are designing lessons, you design it backwards by thinking, what do we want the students to do practically? What do I want them to do practically? And then how do I design lessons backwards so that they can actually do this?
Just like the opposite of inverted pyramid, kind of.
Something like that, yes.
Okay.
So, for example, I want my students to make a travel plan. So imagine saying primary 1 students making a travel plan. Yes. And what is a travel plan? Oh, a travel plan will have what I need to travel, the destination, how to get there,
Yeah.
what shall I use? Am I going to take a taxi first and take a train and take a bus? What place am I going? Is that place safe? What things am I going to do when I get there? All of these things. So now I'm just giving an idea of what the little topics are going to be. Yes, and when I flush out all these topics, then I will think of what vocab they are going to learn in all these different topics. And then what sentence structure can we develop that is going to help? Maybe is it asking for direction, or is it, presenting your passport to the customs? And we will design it that way all the way to the first lesson. And we look at the environment before we know exactly how we do this design, so that they can use the knowledge they get today as soon as they get out of classroom. So it doesn't need a textbook. It needs good teachers, good training. Yeah.
That's lovely. Thank you for sharing. And then lastly, with Nigeria's 2027 elections approaching, are you planning to expand your investigative work into electoral malpractices, fake campaign promises, and youth political awakening? What's next for them?
Yes, absolutely. Exactly what you said. We will try. We will try to do as much as we can during elections so that people will make a conscious decision
Before or during election?
Before and during. Yes, we would try to make some report cards. This is what this person had done. This person is electable. This person is not electable. Yes, we definitely will make recommendations as to who to vote for. I don't think the political parties matter anymore. Yeah, but it's you as an individual. What have you done? Who are you? And are you electable or not? And that's something that we are going to put pressure on.
considering the voting population in northern Nigeria are usually the people in rural areas who are into abject poverty, and mostly they're easy buy to say take as little as 500 to vote for someone. What do you intend doing for that class of people to enlighten them on voting rights and not selling their
Believe me or
franchise?
not, they watch TikTok.
Okay.
Believe me or not, at least one person in a household watches TikTok. And thank God, alhamdulillah, we've made decent penetration into those areas, and we've seen the impact of it. And that's also something that really affected the kind of video content that we've been making. You could tell that at first it was sometimes very sophisticated. You have to think really hard to kind of get the message, and now it's been simplified. And it's been simplified because of those communities. They really need this the most, and they are getting impacted. They are understanding the power of activism, and they are listening, and we will target them with all kinds of voter education content and videos. And if possible, we also might organize people on the ground to go and tell them all these things that we've had on video, to go and show them the videos.
Considering that you've been utilizing what is called, I think, code mixing in linguistics, using Ingolsa to pass your message, do you intend to delve into other languages in Nigeria?
No. I think we should focus first on northern Nigeria. It's very big, and the problems are complex, and it will take a while for us to unclog that. So we should focus our energy on one side for now until we can get substantial results.
If you were to say a message to Nigerians from the top leaders downward, or from the grassroots upward, what would that one message that would poke consciousness, and also a thought-provoking one to leaders, followers alike, to change their mindset on certain things, especially in governance, economic reforms, etc.?
New Nigeria is possible. Nigeria can be fixed. I've seen glimpses of it, and I am 100% sure we have everything: the people, the ideas, the resources, the time, and the talent to pull our country out of this mess. So do not give up. Do not say, I don't think this is not going to be solved. I don't think we are going to work as a country. It's going to work. It's possible, but it all starts with me and you.
Thank you so much for coming to the S24 exclusive series. We really appreciate your time, and do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.